Tip is won by McNeese State in their blue uniforms on the road, white shoulders, going against the Red Hawk defense now in white with the red and black trim. Coming off the screen, and Chatfield intercepts the pass as they tried to connect with the big man, Medley Bacon. Now the Red Hawks on the other side. Cameron Tyson, catch and shoot, three-point shot, corner, left it a little short, knocked out of bounds. It will go back to the Cowboys.
Yeah, right off the bat, McNeese State tried to go to the big guy off the top there as he rolled through, but Chatfield jumped the lane, got to the ball, and caused a turnover.
Leading scorer on this team is Medley Bacon at 12.4 points per game. Right behind him is Miles Lewis, has knocked away again. Ratcevich comes away with it. Ratcevich was named freshman all-WAC the past week. Great honor for him, stepping into the starting role along with Brenton Chatfield for interim head coach Chris Victor. Tramel's going to get a screen from Chatfield, now goes away from it. Got the switch he wanted. Now Grigsby in the corner. His shot a little short as well. And ball knocked out of bounds. Last touched by Chatfield and the Red Hawks.
Red Hawks caused 2 turnovers, but you can see McNeese State's defense, their stifling man-to-man defense. Red Hawks have nothing to show for the two early turnovers.
Yeah, no fast break points out of those turnovers. They quickly get back. Entry pass to Medley Bacon. He turns and faces, going to work on Chatfield. The shot short, and Chatfield wins that battle.
Red Hawks double teamed him in the lower post there, Russell.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Grigsby, great defensive effort there by Miles Lewis, the 6'5" grad transfer out of Hendon, Virginia. Talking a lot of newcomers on this Cowboys squad. As Grigsby side out here, gets it into Chatfield on the right block. Immediately gets inside the paint, pump fake, kicks it out. Ratcevich ready to shoot, no good. Long rebound secured by the Cowboys into the hand of Massey. Massey hesitation move, kicks it back out to Taylor. Taylor wants to take Ratcevich in the post. Ball works back out. Losing in his balance and rolling over the ball, popped away from Massey. Grigsby's the one who comes away with it. Grigsby crossover at the free throw line, lost it, went back into his hand, and a foul will be called. No travel there because Grigsby did have the ball stripped and regained it. So he'll be at the line for 2, our first free throws of the game.
Both teams playing some pretty good defense now. The adverse side of that is that we're seeing a lot of early turnovers. So are they forced turnovers, or just lack of ball handling by both teams? But right now, this might be our first points of the game here, Russell.
Grigsby knocks it down. As we said, he is struggling from the field. Shooting-wise, his touch 40% on this season was what we usually see at much higher, but 80% from the free throw line.
Now, you said this is his house, right?
This is based on how he's been playing here. In the first 2 games at Climate Pledge Arenas, he knocks down both of those and is the leading scorer already in this one. 17:54 left to go here early in the first half between the McNeese State Cowboys and the Seattle University Red Hawks. And an illegal screen is going to be called there against Brendan Medley Bacon. That's going to be the first one against him and the first team foul against the Cowboys. Actually, make that the first one. Excuse me. Checking in for McNeese State will be Christian Schmite. Trammell, bounce pass, Chatfield up at the bend. Grigsby again, wants to go to work. On the block, turn around, his shot, he gets fouled again. So Grigsby getting the line early, which is exactly what you have to do, Maz, when you're struggling shooting. You get to the line, get the easy ones, and convert them.
And absolutely, Russell. And also, when you've got a man-to-man, you got to be aggressive. And that way you get those fouls, like you say, and you kind of get warm, get yourself into the game. But you definitely have to attack that defense.
Grigsby's third free throw of the game is good. 3 for 3 now. Red Hawks trying to win their 6th game in a row and go to 7-0 inside the city of Seattle between their 2 home arenas, the Red Hawk Center in Climate Pledge Arena. Grigsby has them out to a 4-0 lead.
The home away from home.
Yeah, a little bit. Short bus ride down from the campus. Entry pass to Taylor. And then the extra pass trying to go up and slam it down was Christian Chamate. And he was fouled. So he'll be at the line for 2 as Riley Grigsby picks up the foul.
And Grigsby was late in terms of the weak side help defense. McNeese State passed the ball up in the elbow, went down to the lower block, and Grigsby was late in terms of being the off-ball help there.
First one from Chamate, rattles in good. Chamate, 6'7" freshman out of Chicago, Illinois, shooting 55% from the free throw line, 6.6 rebounds and 7.6 points per game off the bench. 1 for 2 in that trip. Trammell, preseason all-WAC performer and player of the year, attacks the basket, gets under it. Now worked around the horn. Grigsby thought about the 3, runs off of it, gets inside the paint again, and shot putted that one out. And it looks like, no, it was touched last by the Cowboys. Looks a little awkward there, Maz, on the attack.
He did. He was off balance, and he was going to try to scoop it up, but off balance, but the defender knocked the ball out. Another offensive possession for Seattle, but no.
3 in the corner from Grigsby was no good. Transition the Cowboys. And good defense there by SU. And once again, they have really held the McNeese State Cowboys in check so far, not getting any offensive flow themselves, and all the points in the game have been at the free throw line.
Discombobulated game on the half end of the offense, right? The tough defense by both teams is not letting anybody get 3 or 4 passes to create open lanes. So what you have is this, a very tight game, and give credit to the defenses. That's exactly why this man-to-man by both teams is effective.
Trammell hesitation, corner again to Grigsby, had a double team on him and passes it back out. Quick pass to the sniper and Tyson. Corner 3-point shot for Cameron Tyson. Tyson has been such a big addition to this squad, the transfer from Houston. Originally from Bothell, Washington, just up the road, averaging 15 points a game and 34% shooting from 3. Foul on the other side. Against Chatfield, as Emeka Udine will check in. So Taylor once again at the free throw line.
As we mentioned, Russell, both teams are being aggressive on the offensive end.
First one is good there for Taylor, the 6'6" grad transfer from Landover, Maryland. 500 at the free throw line early in the season for him. Denny will check in for Chatfield. 2 for 2 at the line. 4-point game, 7-3 in favor of the Redhawks.
And there is that full court man-to-man by McNeese State again. Put a little pressure and see if you can't cause a turnover. If nothing else, Russell, the other thing here is you run down the shot clock, and so that they have to take a bad shot.
Great pass inside. Trammell found Udini, but he got stuck. Pass it out to Grigsby, no good on the 3. Kellen Taylor thought about the 3, had Tyson off his feet. Now we'll attack at him, and a player control foul will be called as Kellen Taylor will pick one up there.
Both teams playing that defense that we talked about, but you got to give the Redhawks credit because they have 7 points off turnovers.
As both teams just trying to find something. Tyson, the only one to hit one from the floor. Corner 3-point shot, no good. Tyson in the mix for a rebound. Instead, the Cowboys secure it. On the court for McNeese State is Moss, Warren, Lewis, Scott, and Chamate. As we see Moss coming off the bench, getting the first field goal of the game for the Cowboys. A 3-point shot there. So now we can, I guess, leave that storyline behind, 7-6.
He had no doubt what he was going to do with that ball. He took 2 dribbles, looked at the basket, and bam, drained it.
Tyson open in the corner. You cannot do that. And Tyson's going to get a technical foul looking at the bench. And that's something they've been cracking down in on all aspects of sports, I would say, is the taunting. Tyson made the 3, and clearly someone on the McNeese State bench said something. Tyson giving a smile over to the bench, and looks like all good there, but at the free throw line, shooting the technical free throw and missing on that one is Moss.
Taunting is a point of emphasis, whether it's a hand gesture, whether you're looking, or whether, you're stepping up. I mean, as you said, in all different sports, more so in basketball. Really, and you can't drain a three and then run by the opposition basket and give them that almost Michael Jordan with the hands up,
Do they give him the shrug?
Yeah, you can't do that no more. That's a
Kyrie Brown and Kobe Williamson in the game for the Red Hawks. 10-7. DJ Moss split the technical free throws there. Now has the offensive possession and a foul. No, stepping out of bounds there was Moss, catching it before that shot got up.
But I think that if Jordan did it today in this game, he might not be called for it, just because he's the king, so.
I think he carries a little more weight.
Absolutely.
So inbound here, we see that full court pressure by McNeese State. Kyrie Brown catches it. Turn rips. Now he's going to go to work here, guarded by Zach Scott. Brown over to Trammell. Trammell, bounce pass inside. Houdini gives it back to Brown. Stuck. Grigsby now. McNeese State just rallying to the ball. Grigsby goes up, flailing, gets his offensive putback. Riley Grigsby now up to 6. 1 of 5 from the floor. Colin Warren now. Comes off the screen right side. Gives it up top to Shemate. Shemate hangs in the air, can't quite get the finish. Gets his offensive rebound, though. Goes up through Williamson and finishes. Shemate persistent on the floor. Gets the 2.
He looked like George Gervin going down the lane with that left.
You got any current references there?
Let me work on it.
Houdini gets to the block here, gives back out to Brown. He fakes, beautiful fake, out to Williamson in the corner and the finish at the 10.
But nobody did it like the Iceman. Fair enough. There's a great shot by Grigsby. There you go.
14-9. Going to work Lewis. He'll give it up. Moss, step back 3, no. Gives it up a second time. Ball high in the air, tipped. Grigsby wins that one. Grigsby to Trammell. Trammell tees up the 3, got it. Darian Trammell, and he kind of turns and looks as well. No call on that one.
I think there's a little chirping going on from that bench.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it would be out of character for players just to continue to look at that bench. But they have to be careful. You don't want to get into that, that game. It can cost you a couple of tees and just sitting on the bench for the rest of the game.
Colin Warren gets cut off at the free throw line. His step back shot's good over Brown. Can't play much better defense, just a better shot made there by Warren. So both offenses warming up now. Red Hawks 3 of their last 3 from the floor. Trammell, again, a nice entry pass to Houdini, and he goes up and can't get the friendly roll off the rim.
You're getting better ball movement by both teams. There's at least 1 or 2 passes, and that's opening up the lanes.
Colin Warren likes that matchup with Brown. He'll step back to the logo here at Climate Pledge Arena. Goes far side off of Shemate. Now driving inside, stopping at the block is Lewis. His shot is up and good. So now we're starting to see that back and forth, that fluidity that you're used to seeing in basketball games. Not that choppy, no shots except for the free throw line going on here. Denny can't get the difficult shot from the block to go in.
In a McNeese State, you have some.
Darian Trum coming 5th in the Southland, and then Seattle U picked 6th. So they're kind of in equal spots in their leagues, of what is expected of them.
Yeah, preseason, who knows? But when you're rated mid-table preseason, that gives you a chance to you use the preseason to find out who you are and possibly, upset everybody and get up to 1 or 2.
Foul's going to be called there as taking one from behind. There's Kellen Taylor after the nice entry pass from Medley Bacon. Yeah, that middle of the table you talked about, you feel disrespected that you're not the top of the table, but you also get the respect that you're not by no means a bottom feeder. I think if you're coming in that range, they're saying you could win the conference. We just don't think you're the favorite to win the conference. So you kind of have that something to fight for. You kind of have a chip on your shoulder, but still feel like, okay, we still are capable in this league.
And that's what the preseason, the non-conference games are for. You really find out who you are defensively, offensively. Are you transitioning? Can you play man-to-man like McNeese State here? What is your forte?
No made free throws there by McNeese State. Redhawks with possession again, still with a 4-point cushion. Trammell left open in the corner. He gives the extra pass to Brown. Brown a little far to the right. And the battle for the rebound is won by Medley Bacon. I'm more shocked that they haven't gone to Medley Bacon with the height advantage now, as he's working, or being guarded, I should say, by Kobe Williams there. 6'8", Kobe Williamson going up against 7'1" Bacon, and they just haven't entered down low to him.
No, he got the early offensive foul off the screen, was on the bench for a while, so coach probably had a little chat with them, have him kind of look at the game. So I would look for them to go to him now.
Another turnover here. Brings in Reykjavik for the Redhawks, and brings in number 22 for McNeese State in Harwin Francois. And now a technical foul is going to go against McNeese State. And it's going to go against Taylor.
Yeah, there's a little bit of chippiness that's going on, and I know both coaches really, like, these are unnecessary because they're almost like off-ball technical fouls and on the heat of the moment. So great for the intensity, but I'm not sure it's good for the discipline of the game, and this is what the coaches want. I know this is not what they want.
Trammell knocks down both.
Game like this, you definitely don't want to give up just the easy free throws.
No, not at all. Full length of the court. It will be inbounded here for the Redhawks after the technical free throws. 19-13 as we approach the halfway mark of the first half. Brown steps back. Beautiful crossover inside of Chatfield. Two-hand goes up, and I think he actually finished with one.
That looked like a Zach Levine.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm working on my
a little more
recent.
And local, too. Good job.
There we go.
21-13 now. Pulling up for the three-point shot and knocking it down. Francois, 6'5", redshirt junior, hits the triple, 21-16. Trammell skips it. Ripaconomo will take the three. No good. Chatfield of the offensive board. Second chance here for SU. Brown all the way back out to the logo with Trey English all over him. Brown is past two defenders, goes up off the glass, no good. Knocked away by Chatfield, but coming away with it is the McNeese State Cowboys. A transition three-point shot, no good by English. A second chance opportunity, no good, and then finally tipped in by Medley Bacon.
Anytime that ball is hanging on the rim, Medley Bacon is going to be there. It's 7'1". I mean, it's easy pickings for him.
Brown entry pass. Chatfield looking for a teammate. Does a half shake. Now up and under, moving good. Wow. Great footwork there by the transfer from Washington State. Extends that lead to 5.
And he's saying, I'm no chicken liver. If you score on me, I'm going to go down here and score on you, and we might actually get an up and down pace basketball game here.
Medley Bacon wants to go back at Chatfield. Uses his own spin move. Up and under himself, but can't get the friendly touch off the glass. Brown to Trammell. Thought about the transition three. Instead gets it in. Floater up to Chatfield. Knocked in the hands of Reykjavik. And then knocked away again. Redhawks have avoided 2 turnovers on this possession already.
McNeese State, they got their hands in the lane and they're just tipping those passes. So Redhawks have to be careful. Otherwise, it's going to be turnovers.
Corner three. Reykjavik, no good. Long rebound. Picked up and running with it is English. English with the left hand under the basket, kicks it out. Trammell was waiting on it. Trammell, no numbers. Now gives up to Economo, the trailer. Economo pulls up mid-range jump shot over Medley Bacon.
Good execution, a couple of passes out of the timeout, and then on the right elbow, just inside the three-point line. That's good execution.
Shemate now takes over the team high in points at 5. Tyson, the game high, was 6. Turnaround shot there with Chatfield. He ties Tyson with 6. Chatfield 3 of 3 from the floor. Been waiting for him to wake up on the season, too. His size, it seems like he isn't quite comfortable yet using that size, but he's starting as the season goes on, starting to get that flow.
And with Medley Bacon out there, they were having a nice battle with Medley Bacon out there. Chatfield is starting to feel like it's his game, and nobody can really get on him and cover him.
Shamate tried to attack the body of Chatfield, went straight up. Redhawks now on the ensuing possession. Rekovic goes baseline, dribbles all the way around the paint, travels the world, and gets cleanly stripped there by Miles Lewis. And then a foul in the open court by Kyrie Brown.
Yeah, you can't go way on the offensive end that far into the key without putting the ball up. If you're dribbling down there, not too many good things are going to happen. There's just too many legs, hands, and feet, and bodies in there. You gotta put the ball up.
TJ Moss side out, quickly throws it into Lewis. Now Colin Warren working on Grigsby. Nearly lost it. Shuffle passed it out to Shamate. Shamate goes baseline, hangs in the air again. One thing I will say, this McNeese State team is highly athletic. They seem to float in the air when they're attacking the rim. Just haven't had their touch quite yet. Now 27-22 game.
Russell, when you're known for defense, shifting and moving around on the defensive end, it can also help you on the offensive end.
And getting caught there, Jonathan Massey, he knew it as well. Trying to stop Kyrie Brown from driving. Emeka Udini will check back into the game.
I mean, to press full court, you have to be athletic.
Oh, yeah.
You got to be in shape. You got to know your lanes.
Grigsby quickly bounces into Brown. 17 on the shot clock. Calls away Udini. Trying to get it to somebody and tossed it right into the wrong color jersey. Picked off there by English. Transition, ball was lost. McNeese State recovers. Moss. Ball into the corner and stepping out of bounds there will be Jonathan Massey. So allowed Darion Trammell to return to this game, taking out Kyrie Brown. Redhawks rolling with 2 point guards as of now. We did see warming up in this game. Aaron Nettles, the senior leader for this squad, was told that possibly very soon seeing him back out on the court, but he went full warm-up in his full uniform here, so little optimism here for the Redhawks.
That sounds like a tease right there.
Hey, I don't want to promise anything. As Tyson comes off the Udine handoff, gives it right back to him and just getting tackled to the ground. Not sure what that was about with TJ Moss. So Moss will pick one up there. And that will put the Redhawks in the bonus. Standing at the free throw line will be Emeka Udini.
Yeah, Moss tried to get around, but that's a big body right there. And if your feet aren't set or you find a path, you can't go through the big fella.
Udini, the transfer from City College of San Francisco. A trio of them on this team. Front ends that one, no good. Score remains a differential of 5, 27-22. TJ Moss gives it up. Driving, kicking into the corner. Quick three-point shot there by Francois. No good. Trammell skies high for the rebound.
Redhawks were lucky. They gave up the baseline and that cross-court pass, and the shot was just off. But don't think you want to leave that baseline open too often, Russ. It's going to come back and haunt you.
Grigsby gives up the extra pass, and Cameron Tyson again in the corner. That is his spot. Tyson now with 9 points, 3 of 4 shooting. All 3 have been from deep. 30-22. Moss again gets past Trammell. Got stopped. Still got the entry pass down low, and a foul will be called as trying to power up was Christian Shamate. He'll be rewarded with 2 at the line. This is the first all-time meeting between the Cowboys and the Redhawks in program history. McNeese State out of the Southland Conference. The Redhawks from the Western Athletic Conference. Shamate, no good on the first one. Back rim. 55% free throw shooter on the season is Shamate. As a team, They're shooting 60% from the line. Second attempt is good. Staying pretty true to those numbers there is Shemate, 30-23.
Points are hard to come by, so I'm sure both coaches want their players to take advantage of the freebies.
Tramel to Grigsby. Grigsby gets inside the paint, gives it out to Rakovic. Now Tramel, a little off bounds on the three-point shot, left it short. Rebound secure, Francois. Entry pass down low. Shemate trying to go to work again on Udini. Three-point shot. Colin Warren, no good. Udini on the rebound. Tramel. Tyson to his right. Gets past every defender. Gives it up to Grigsby. Three-point shot. Trying to find his range. Can't get it. Ball tipped right into the hand to Jonathan Massey. And, make that Warren going all the way and throwing it down.
That is the proverbial coast to coast and jamming it through as the Red Sea parted, and he got his deuce.
30-25 now. Tramel to Grigsby. Turns and faces at the left elbow. Goes to work, lost it.
The last three possessions are a turnover, a miss, and a miss. So that timeout's going to bode well. I'm sure he talked to his team about let's take care of the ball and let's execute.
Shemate got stuck in the air, got a quick skip pass out to Francois, no good. Grigsby makes it a one-and-done possession for the Cowboys. Tramel comes off the screen, bodies off, hesitation, gets aside and hammered, and will go to the free throw line for two.
And McNeese State will make you pay. You know, those fouls, I mean, they're hard fouls. They're not.
They're clean, hard fouls.
Clean, hard fouls.
You always got to remind the point guard when they're in the paint, right? That's always the saying.
Don't come around here no more.
Yep. Tramel used to getting a lot of points inside the paint, though. He's not scared as he knocks down that one. The 5'10" sophomore from Marin City, California. Preseason WAC Player of the Year voted on. Finished last season as a first-team finisher and came up second in the Player of the Year awards.
Yeah, a player like that is not going to be scared of going down.
Not phased at all. At that size, Tramel, he knows he's undersized, but he doesn't play like it. You know, he plays like above everything. You know, the heart over height, you hear it all the time, but that is Tramel to a T.
And he's got stature. He's built. I mean, you know.
Francois and McNeese State working the ball around the perimeter. Leads to a pull-up mid-range jump shot by Massey. No good. Tyson on the board.
McNeese State has gone to more of a half-court man-to-man. They moved away from the earlier full-court defense we saw.
Tyson crossover, gets a screen from Kobe Williamson. His mid-range shot's good. He doesn't need a lot of room.
And Russell, that's what's going to open up if they go to kind of a half-court. Seattle, you can move the ball around and find open lanes.
Massey puts it in the hand of Taylor. Kicked back out, three-point shot, teed up, knocked down. Zach Scott with the triple. The junior from Miami, Florida, closes the gap a little bit more now, 6-point game. Tramel lost it, regained it, but couldn't finish. Now coming the other way is Taylor. Taylor goes in the body of Williamson, who brought his arms down just a little too much. So Taylor will be at the line.
Yeah, he was late in terms of his verticality, his arms going up. And you see the coach saying, you got to get those hands up earlier before he takes that drive.
Taylor, 50% free throw shooter, been a trend here on this team. Averaging 9 points per game on the dot, 5 rebounds. And that one gets the friendly touch, falls down. Checking the game for McNeese State will be Colin Warren and Miles Lewis. As coming out will be Shemate along with Jonathan Massey. One more here from Taylor. Flick of the wrist, left it short. Williamson on the rebound.
You could almost see this coming.
And a turnover as Williamson lost it, and a finish there by Kellen Taylor. He says, I missed the free throw. I had 2 on it. And then an offensive turnover as Tramel tried to get free and maybe got away. Well, didn't get away, but tried to get away with the elbow shift.
It's hard when the ref is right there, right?
Oh, yeah.
And what I was saying is McNeese State here is going to a full court press back to that man-to-man for the last minute 28 here and try to close the gap as you go to the halftime break.
Kyrie Brown in the game for Darian Trammell. McNeese State on a 6-0 run. Still down by 3 here. Can tie or cut it within 1. Colin Warren on Brown. Inside the paint was stripped by Rakovic. Yet another turnover here for McNeese State. Can the Redhawks continue to capitalize? And Trammell, make that. Grigsby hangs in the air. Got his offensive board and was fouled on the second attempt. So Riley Grigsby back at the free throw line where he is 4 of 4.
And that's really classic textbook in terms of you missed a shot, follow your shot, and you, more than anybody else on the court, know where the ball is going, grab it, and go back up again. More than likely you get a foul of at least 2 points.
So Grigsby again, not the best shooting night, but still getting himself to the free throw line. That's what you got to do. True scorers know how to do that as he knocks down that one now. Stays perfect, 5 of 5. Everybody has off shooting nights. Everybody has stretches where they, go cold from the field for, many games on end. But it's the true scorers like Grigsby here who still find a way to have an impact on the offensive side despite that.
Good shooters find ways to manufacture points.
Yep. 36-31, 5-point game. Under a minute left to go. A foul's going to be called here against Williamson. That will be the second personal foul against Kobe, and now the 9th team foul against the Redhawks. So we'll once again shoot free throws here. Taylor again shooting 1 and 1. Taylor's front end is good, earns a second.
Chris Victor a little perplexed at the calls there in terms of the block. And he's, as a good coach does, he's saying, hey, my guys are in
Number 2 is Jonathan Massey back here for the Cowboys.
Good position.
Yep.
Where's that call coming from?
Jonathan Massey checks in, and also shuffling in will be Christian Chamate. The last 46.7 of action here in the first half. Redhawks with the lead, looking to add to it. Kyrie Brown quickly to Rakovic. Cameron Tyson. For a second, it looked like they were going to the 2-for-1 there, Maz. As Kyrie Brown nearly bumped over for an over and back at the midcourt line, and then a foul's going to be called. So Kyrie Brown will be at the free throw line.
And with a team that's pressing you man-to-man, they went back to that man-to-man to try to shake up something. What you want to do is hang on to the ball, right? You can't do the 2-for-1 just because they're going to cause problems for you, but you can get yourself some to the free throw line.
Brown's first attempt is no good. Rattles in and out.
But you have to be patient in bringing up that ball.
Kyrie Brown, the ball handler off the bench for this team, 6-foot sophomore out of Oakland, California. Solid numbers, 4.7 points per game, also shooting 41% from the floor. 89% free throw shooter. So uncharacteristic miss there in that first attempt. Flick of the wrist is good. 37-33. McNeese State can't hold for the final shot here. As 3 seconds come off the clock there. As they bring it up. 2-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Inside, kick to the corner, 3-point shot, thrown up, no good. Redhawks have a chance with 10 seconds now. Kyrie Brown jabs, throws it ahead. Rakovic back to Tyson. That's the man they want. Bang! Cameron Tyson with the triple. As we are back underway here from Climate Pledge Arena, Darian Trammell with the ball here. Chatfield up top, fakes the handoff to him. Tyson, the hot hand in the first half. Comes around the screen, puts it up. Good. Cameron Tyson.
That's how you start the second half, Russell. That's exactly right. On the left elbow, you just elevate and swoosh.
Tyson was 17 already in this game. We've seen him get hot before.
17?
17 already. Ball out of bounds. Last touched by, I believe, Chatfield was the last one to touch it.
That's a quiet but needed 17.
Yep. It's because every once in a while he gets left wide open in the corner, makes the three, so you just don't think about it. There's space in between, but those threes add up.
Yeah, he creeps on the baseline.
Yep.
You got to keep an eye on him.
He's 5 of 6 from deep, 6 of 7 overall. McNeese State with the ball. Massey. He'll give it up. Madley Bacon. Jabbing at the three is Massey. Back over to Francois. Francois pulls up. No good as the shot clock expired. Shot clock violation as it fell into Rakovich's hand.
Madley Bacon really hasn't had a huge impact on this
Not
game.
yet, yo. 2 points, 1 of 3. So that's the thing. You can look at it and say he's trying to assert himself, getting a lot of shots up, but only 3 shots to this point.
McNeese State is having issues getting him the ball inside, up top where he likes to play. So we'll see if that's a point of emphasis early on in the second half here, Russ.
Chatfield hands it off to Tyson. You knew he was going to look for the three. No good. Left it just a bit short. Ball bounces into the hand of Medley Bacon.
I'm not even sure he looked.
And travel's going to be called there, shuffling the feet by Miles Lewis.
That's no disrespect. I'm just saying, just as a shooter, he got the ball and bam, he released
I think it was a compliment. He doesn't even have to look. That's how I took it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. There it is, yep.
Inbound here for the Redhawks after the traveling call against the Cowboys here. Grigsby trying to get he looked like he was going to call timeout. Instead got it into Chatfield. Looked like he was losing control and not happy about his John Aiken, looking over at the official saying, hey, they called timeout. Grigsby wanted to go baseline, got cut off. Good defense there by Lewis. Chatfield gets the entry pass. And travel's going to be called against him, working on Medley Bacon.
McNeese State coming with that.
I'll say, where are you at?
Like in football, a whole other sport.
Lewis goes baseline. A foul's going to be called there. Grigsby not happy about it, but you saw the contact between the two bodies.
We talked about this in the first half, again in the second half in terms of getting the hands up on defense.
Yep.
His feet were set, but you got to get those hands up vertically before that shooter gets the ball up.
Lewis on the night, 2 points, 1 of 3 from the floor. This is his first 2 attempts from the free throw line. First one is good. On the season, a 71% free throw shooter. Also 33% from deep, 56% from the floor overall, averaging just under 12 points a game. And gets the touch, goes 2 for 2 at the line. 43-35 our score here in Seattle. Redhawks trying to stay undefeated in the 206. McNeese State trying to bounce back from a loss to Sanford back on the 27th.
206 that's an easy way of saying Climate Pledge and the Redhawks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're doing there.
It's a shorthand version, right? Another foul here against McNeese State. Side out here for the Redhawks. Riley Grigsby again will be the one passing it in. Trammell catches it with ease. 17 on the shot clock. Plenty of time. Flips it over to Chatfield. Chatfield gives it right back to Trammell. Gets it on the left hand, and he's fouled. Reach in is going to be called there against Medley Bacon, I believe. And checking in will be Moss now, taking out Jonathan Messi. Grigsby. Tyson was popping out, trying to get in that corner three-point shot. It was a heavy denial there by the Cowboys. Rakovic, Tyson, he ends up getting the ball anyway. Double team comes on him. He's stuck. Can't find anybody. And he's trying to poke through and try to shuffle to Grigsby, but TJ Moss is right there.
Classic double.
And then on the break, TJ Moss tried to get a shovel pass under the rim as well, but Rakovic was in the lane.
McNeese State is a classic trapping team. Once you lose your dribble, 2 people are going to be on you, and then you can't see, and there's nothing there. That's classic good man-to-man basketball.
Taylor inside, working on Rakovic and Chatfield, and a foul is going to be called. Neither of the defenders happy, but at the line will be Taylor.
Foul number 25, Brent Chatfield, his second personal, second team foul.
Give credit for him twisting and turning, and then eventually finding some contact. Well, that's a real good play by Taylor.
Front rim on that one. Stays 43-35. This is usually where you see the over-adjustment bars and you see back rim. So Taylor can get that nice in between. Shot is up and good. Knocked down there by Taylor. 43-36. And slowly but surely, McNeese State closing that gap.
And that's how you make your free throws. You don't think about it. You just go through muscle memory. Made his second one.
Grigsby. He'll go to work, spinning at the free throw line. Comes back. Right, baby hook shot, no good. Rebound, Francois. Taylor. Entry pass. Medley Bacon keeps it high. Starts to dribble. Trammell came on the double team with a beautiful spin, pinned Chatfield on his back and laid it up.
Russell, his 1 foot covered half of the half.
That's when you're 7'1".
That's exactly right. Get the wingspan, but I didn't know his feet were like that. I mean, that's a good twisting and pivoting type move on the baseline. You don't want him getting heated up here. I mean, it's
nearly a turnover here as they force Trammell into an errant pass there. Rakovic picked it up. Shot clock down to 6. Tyson comes off of it. Left wide open. He shoots another one. No good on that one. See, that was about his most open, most set shot. That's one he didn't knock down.
And Russell, right now the McNeese State defense has got Seattle U a little bit agitated, right? They're just not smooth. They're having to think. They're seeing go. So little patience here, and that's exactly what the Seattle U bench is talking with Grigsby. We got to be patient. We got to look for the open pass. So favor McNeese State's pressing defense right now.
On the court for the Redhawks, Trammell, Tyson, Brown, Rakovic, and Chatfield. For the Cowboys, Moss, Lewis, Taylor, Francois, and Medley Bacon. As we see another turnover here from the Cowboys. That is now their 15th of the game. Redhawks have converted that into 18 points.
Give credit to Moss. You know, he took his hand and put it on his chest and said, my bad, my bad. Now you're going to do that once before you're sitting next to the coach. So, especially 15 turnovers, as you're saying.
Foul's going to be called against Moss. It's down to 3. That's all this. Seattle Center, Space Needle, Monorail, all that.
You know, Elvis was here.
Oh, yeah. I know your Seattle history, you know.
Absolutely, especially when we're in it and making it.
As the ball gets to Moss here, his pull-up mid-range shot, difficult one. Rakovic on the rebound. They come the other way. Kyrie Brown gives it up to Tyson. His three-point shot, no good. Long rebound, offensively secured by Rakovic. Brown on the second opportunity.
What can Brown do for you on a second-half chance?
Yep. Deliver.
There you go.
One day. 49-38. Stolen away by Trammell. He has Brown to his left. Fakes that way. Goes up and gets patted off the backboard. Good defense by McNeese State as Warren went up and denied that break.
Perfect textbook defense in terms of how to block a shot. The offensive player puts the ball up, you wait for it, and then you pin it on the backboard. Warren, that was fantastic defense. You've got to give Warren credit for that. You got to be patient to be a shot blocker.
Yep. Jump too early, you can get a foul, get caught out. Jump too late. Either way.
And he's a guard.
Yeah. They elevate. This entire McNeese State, we've talked about it, highly athletic as we see Warren here coming off the screen. Rakovic on him. Tries to go baseline, gets cut off. Skip to Moss, stolen away. Trammell again. This time gives it up to Tyson. Tyson, instead of staying at the three-point line, kicks it back out to Brown.
Good patience by Seattle U, but getting in the corner, bring it back out here.
Brown inside kicks it Trammell. Trammell floats it up to Chatfield trying to get the alley-oop. Chatfield instead had to come down. secure the ball before going up and finishing. Efficient 8 points on 4-4 shooting. And timeout by McNeese State. They want a full one. John Aiken not happy. Double-digit lead now for the Redhawks here at Climate Pledge Arena. We'll step away, and we'll be back here watching college basketball on ESPN.
The next CLU home game here at Climate Pledge Arena with the Red.
Back here, game action, 51-38, our score. As McNeese State find themselves in the hole after an 8-0 run by the Redhawks here. Three-point shot, no good in the corner. Tyson on the rebound. He's hit from behind, lost it. And then there's a scrum here at the free throw line.
Jump ball.
And possession error is with McNeese State. That's what they do so well. You think you've secured the rebound, they swipe at it. Often you see teams do it, they give you one swipe and then get up court, but this team, they're persistent. To keep the ball low, they're going to try and take it away from you.
And like we said, this is an athletic team that's rangy, that's smart, that's quick, and so they're going to give you a couple different looks. And they do a good job of getting a second defender in there while you're trying to dribble the ball off the rebound or leaving on the offensive end.
English will be the inbounder here, tosses it back towards the bend. Caught on the play there by Lucas. Make that Shemate down low 24, held ball again, now in favor of the Redhawks.
Redhawks playing a little tough defense of their own, right?
Yeah.
The ball was there for the taking. Tie it up, don't foul, don't be aggressive. Just tie it up and wait for the official to call.
Well, if you look at just the stats, you think Seattle U has been the more aggressive team, forcing 18 turnovers. If you just looked at that, but watching the game here, Maz, it feels like McNeese State has been the more aggressive team. So, it's funny how those can be two different stats and how they, McNeese State could just be making mistakes not really caused by Seattle University.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both, and that's what happens when you constantly there's some pressure there. Sooner or later, mentally, it can break you down. You can't make that easy pass. You have to think about it.
Udini, bully ball inside. Won't get the N one. He's hyped up about it as he's going to head to the free throw line.
Bully ball.
That's what I call it. Yeah, just lower your shoulder, get in there. Sometimes just got to do. He has the size advantage. Get inside, get to the rim.
Okay. A little bit more beast mode, bully ball, whatever you want to call it. Now, we know that's copyrighted, but nonetheless,
as he misses the first one, checking back in will be Medley Bacon. Kobe Williamson will also come in for Rakovic here.
No matter what you call it, just don't get in my way between me and the basket because I'm on a mission.
Exactly. Emeka 0 for 2 on that trip. 51-38 it stays. 13-17 left to go in this game. Handoff up top to Moss. Moss comes off the screen. Tyson now on him. Gets inside the paint, throws it up. No shot. They're going to say on the ground.
No shot. Foul called on the floor on number 5, Cameron Tyson.
So Tyson will pick one up here, his second. And now the fourth team foul here against the Redhawks in the second half.
My only criticism is we continually bringing this up into the Redhawks is getting their hands up in a vertical position.
Yep.
Now that time was before the shot, so that it's on the ground. You don't want those.
Stuck under the basket there was English. Three-point shot. I don't know if that was tipped by Tyson or not. Off the attempt by Taylor, but the Redhawks coming away with it. And Udine close to coast, but can't quite finish. Nice crossover at the free throw line and one inside. Wow. What a take. He had the hezzy right there at the free throw line and went into the body of Kobe Williamson. Great finish by Miles Lewis.
He was not going to be denied. We talked about the Bangham and beast mode down there on this, and he also saw an opening in the lane. And then he took it 2 steps and then boom over Williamson. And that's a big man. Wilson's a big, tall, rangy person to get the ball over that.
So Lewis, get at the line. 11 points is the separation. And it will stay there. Ball tipped into Udine. Trammell. into the front court. At the block, skipped out. Kyrie Brown, another one, no good. Rebound picked up by Moss.
Game's a little ragtag a little bit here, and everybody's taking some shots I'm not sure coaches want to see.
Another steal, yep. Another poke from behind. Ripicano got into the corner. Kobe Williamson, 2 hands. Travel is going to be called. Oh, man. The Aussie had the clearance for takeoff, but stayed on the tarmac a little too long.
Russell, he left his passport at home.
Yeah,
okay. He had to get off the plane and come back tomorrow.
So close to being a big dunk that would have gotten this crowd and the team, Red Hawks that is, back into the game. Instead of shot on the other end, no good. Offensive rebound, put back up, and good. Kellen Taylor. Taylor now with 10 points in the game, and it's just a 9-point lead for the Red Hawks. Trammell, step back three, no good. And McNeese State continue to cut into this lead.
Yeah, they're making a little bit of a run here while Seattle is on the scoring drought. So this is their chance to get back in the game, if not take over the game.
Skip pass again. Trammell was right there, but recovering is Moss. And then right into the hands of Brown. Rip Economo, Kobe Williamson, Trammell in the front court. Economo taking himself, and we'll get 2 free throws, but not before we step away again. McNeese State not going away, 51-42. You're watching college basketball on ESPN.
It's Rip Economo at the line to shoot 2.
Rip Economo at the free throw line for the Red Hawks here out of the timeout. The 6'8" junior out of Santa Monica, California, steps in for his first attempts of the season at the charity stripe and knocks down the first. Economo averaging 8.6 points per game, 2.4 rebounds, while shooting 55% from the floor and 59% from deep.
And I think Chris Victor, SU coach, bringing in, looking for some energy, and on the defensive end.
After 1 for 2 trip there, it is a double-digit lead once more, and Seattle U ball. No, excuse me, make that McNeese State ball.
The ball went off Economo at the end there. But it was in a good defensive position to clog that lane.
Medley Bacon has a double team. Grigsby and Williamson on him. Gives it out for Moss. 3-point shot. No good. Rebound. A second opportunity once again for McNeese State. And a foul is going to be called on Riley Grigsby.
It's a hard foul by Grigsby.
Kellen Taylor falling to the ground. Was off balance. That's I think the worst part about it. It was more than likely going to be a turnover if the bump didn't occur.
Number 2, Jonathan Massey in the game. Cowboys ball out.
As Massey returns to the game, taking out Moss.
That's the importance of rebounding and boxing out, a full box out. When you kind of do a half box out there, somebody behind you can out-jump you.
Yep. And Grigsby nearly went coast to coast if it wasn't for a Kellen Taylor foul to stop the steal and score.
Kellen Taylor, his 3rd personal, 17th foul, put Red Hawks in the bonus.
So the Red Hawks will be at the free throw line, and Riley Grigsby is the one digging in so far in the game. Has not missed there, 6 of 6.
Yeah, you know, Russell, the officials were discussing whether that was a free pass foul or not.
A clear pass, yeah.
Intentional or not, but it was 1-and-1, good officiating. He said, you know what, we're close enough. Let's go 1-and-1 and have him burn it there. The defender was close enough, right? There was no hold, no jersey grab or anything like that.
Trammell stays perfect. 8 of 8 at the line. 10 points on the night. Again, 1 of 9 from the floor, but a perfect 8 of 8 from the free throw line. That's how you continue to put up points. Massey. Foul's going to be called, and the whistle's starting to get blown almost every possession here, Miles, as Kyrie Brown's going to be called guilty.
Everybody's doing a little too much of the hands-on basketball here. And both teams have been playing at a high pace in the pressuring, so now you're forgetting the fundamentals, as we talked about, in terms of get your feet up there, body square, and keep your hands up, as opposed to reaching in the cookie jar. Nothing good ever comes when you look in the cookie jar.
Both teams in the bonus. Red Hawks a much better shooter team-wise from the free throw line than McNeese State as they missed another one here. Redhawks have not made a field goal in the last 3.5 minutes of action. Grigsby, can he break that? Yes, he can. Riley Grigsby with 3. You saw him just kind of let out like a thank you.
From the left top elbow.
6-0 run now for SU. First bucket, as I said, in just about 3 minutes. 3-point shot here by Massey on the response. Jonathan Massey steps into one. 57-45. Brown checks over to the bench. He's going to get a screen from Williamson. Now he's going to flare out. Grigsby, extra pass. Trammell, corner 3, no good. Ripaconomo came flying in, but the rebound is with McNeese State and Francois. Pull-up mid-range shot is no good. Ball tipped into the hands of Trammell. Trammell, a double team on him, looking to find somebody. Throws it all the way over to Brown on the opposite side of the court. Now Kobe Williamson. Pump fakes, goes inside, a lot of contact. I think he did as well, but didn't get rewarded with the basket either.
He had his passport that time, so he couldn't call it.
Massey working on Brown, fell down. Brown scooped it up. Trammell, Economo in the front court, gives it up to Grigsby, who goes up with authority but can't quite finish. Oh, man. He was trying to end the night there over Harwin Francois. Instead, he'll be at the free throw line, and if Grigsby would have thrown that one down, I think we would have had a Sports Center top 10 candidate.
And that's what you want, on a 3-on-1 break. Even if you go down the left flank, you give it back to the guy in the middle, and you want to go down strong down that middle. If you don't get the dunk, you're still going to get 2 points here, or 2 attempts at the.
Make him 9 for 9 now. Chatfield Tyson return for the Redhawks. Shoemate will check in along with Warren and Zach Scott for McNeese State.
Grigsby at the line with 1 shot.
Grigsby looking to go 10 of 10 from the free throw line. Some Steve Nash numbers there, and he does. Knoxville, maybe James Harden, more recent, I guess, but Grigsby is getting himself to the line.
Well, here we go. That's more I was going to say Rick Barry, but.
See, I even dated myself as the finish there by Miles Lewis talking about Steve Nash. I was like, oh, no, bring up something a little more recent.
Perfection is perfection.
Yep, that's true.
No matter what era it is.
Grigsby.
Ricky Pierce, if you want to come back to the Sonics.
Chatfield throwing the weight around, kicks it out. Grigsby, short, no good. Rebound on the play by Scott. Warren now. Mitchell Bass up top. Big man. Medley Bacon will head to the free throw line after being fouled there.
We talked about he's been missing, and now he's going to try. Medley Bacon is going to try. He's the team leader. He's going to try for the last 8 minutes here, try to assert himself in this game. And that's what you do if you haven't been able to get those shots. We talked about manufacturing shots, so you get the ball down low. It's a big man, and then you take a couple steps.
Not a bad free throw shooter by any means. Standing at 7'1", 64% from the floor, or from the free throw line, excuse me, for Medley Bacon.
And Russell, he doesn't look, he's not that. He doesn't look 7'1".
That's true. I see what you're talking about. Yeah. And goes 1 for 2 at the line. Kyrie Brown now after the Tyson rebound. Brown. Cut off. Grigsby left wide open. Catch and shoot 3. No good. Just can't find the touch consistently. Scott. Bounce pass. Turning and facing now is Shamat. You pull up. No good. And I think Chatfield's going to get called there for the push. Trying to box out. But at the free throw line is Brandon Medley Bacon. No good. Tyson on the rebound, double digit. It stays here. Well, I guess even with the free throw. Right. Double digit, it stays here between the Redhawks and the Cowboys.
Both teams, like you said, both teams in the bonus, it's going to be real critical that smart textbook defense by both sides here. Otherwise, you're just going to be giving away points.
This game has never felt in hand. It's certainly not as a foul there for McNeese State, but the Redhawks, who have had the lead and have had a double-digit cushion for most of the second half, it still hasn't felt like they've ever really put that run together to put it away. McNeese State's always been there, despite being down by 11 at multiple times. It still felt like they were within reaching distance here of the Redhawks.
And now they're getting their main man, Medley Bacon, into the game. They're looking for him down in the post. And as you saw by this foul, the weak side help is coming a little late. And just a slap right there, and they're shooting free throws.
Rattles in and out, no good. The problem with McNeese State, they can't get both. 10-point game, 59-49, 7:20 left to go here in regulation. Trammell takes a bump, and a call is going to be made there against Colin Warren. So now Trammell will be at the free throw line. Trammell on the season, 86% from the free throw line. In the game, already 4 for 4. Trammell has been quiet as well, 1 of 7 from the floor. 3 assists to his credit, and he hits the front end of the rim. So 1 and done for him. Redhawks, usually a very solid free throw shooting team, coming up short on that one. Pull up, 3-point shot, or make that mid-range shot by Warren, and just using the height advantage there is Medley Bacon. He goes up and he's fouled. So he'll be at the free throw line. And Maz, there's no flow to this game because we keep trading charity stripe to charity stripe without really any points being strung together from the floor.
And if you're McNeese State, this is kind of your game in terms of like it's discombobulated and there's a foul each time and you're playing full court. Now, the problem is you got to make your free throws.
And as you see that one get hit by Medley Bacon. Again, he is not by any means, big man-wise, a poor free throw shooter, 64% on the season.
And if you're SU, you got to come down and make a couple skip passes here and make them work on defense. And but McNeese State's going to come at you with a full court press, as we see.
Tyson gets past it, despite the heavy pressure by Scott. Now at midcourt, nearly a turnover. Rakovic tries to slow the team down, and
That's just a warning on the Cowboys.
it looks like a warning is going to be given there to Colin Warren for trying to sell the foul. So again, just a warning, no foul is given. Just side out now for the Redhawks. Shot clock at 17.
Point of emphasis in college is the flop. The first one is a warning, and then the next one will cost you.
Denny waves away Tyson. Tyson pops back out in the corner. Udine gives it to him. Catch and shoot. No good. And the Redhawks can't buy a bucket right now. McNeese State continues to chip away at the lead. Can they pull a little bit closer on this possession? Shimei, no good. Rebound, Tyson. Tyson, one of the better rebounding guards throughout the country right now. Averaging 15 points per game, but 6.3 rebounds. On the other side, Udine is fouled, and he'll be at the line for 2.
And the Redhawks need some rebounds. I mean, right now they are getting out-rebounded by almost a double-digit advantage here. And, in a game where it's discombobulated and there are turnovers and there's fouls, those second-half chances are critical.
Denny knocks down the first one. Allows for Lewis, Moss, and Taylor to come back into the game. And it looks like a timeout by interim head coach Chris Victor for the Redhawks. He wants a full timeout. 60-51 our score. Emeka Udine at the free throw line when we come back here. 6:10 left to go. You watch college basketball on ESPN. Udine 2 for 2 at the line there for the Redhawks as they extend their lead back to double digits, 61-51 here at Climate Pledge Arena. Buckle up. It's going to be a good final 6 minutes of action here between the Cowboys and the Redhawks. Ball here with Taylor. Double team comes on him, and Tyson came flying in, stripped it away, throw up to Trammell. Trammell will step out. Didn't have any advantage in his eyes at least. So the offense will reset.
Got a 10-point lead. That's actually a very smart play. Get a couple passes, make them move a little bit on defense, move them around, and be patient, and see what you can get on the offensive end.
Denny gets Medley Bacon in the air, so he'll go back to the free throw line where he just knocked down his last two. Those are his only 2 points of the game so far. 2 of 5 at the line to this point. On the season, the 6'6" junior out of Oakland, California, is shooting 58% from the free throw line, 58% from the floor. And he goes 1 for 2 on that trip.
With the game so tightly hanging on the balance, the free throws.
Trammell with the steal, and the foul is going to be called against Moss. Moss not happy. He thought he was fouled when the ball was poked away by Trammell. I don't think he's necessarily arguing about that he fouled Trammell, but more that Trammell fouled him first.
Well, that's that classic. Well, he fouled me, and so that's how he got the ball.
Yep. It's always the second who gets caught, though.
Man.
Always the second who gets caught. So Trammell at the free throw line. Last attempt, he missed the front end of a 1-and-1.
So you're advocating that you should foul first when playing defense?
I mean, if the official's right in front of you, probably not foul at all, but Trammell now has missed back-to-back free throws.
That would be a good business decision.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Trammell's second, high arc that time, knocks it down. 63-51, and despite being a double-digit lead, it just feels like Seattle U's hanging on right now. Timeout's going to be taken here by McNeese State. They don't want to talk it over. But ball re-enters play after the McNeese State timeout. 63-51 our score. 5 and some change left to go in this game. Moss working on Brown, nearly stolen away into the hands now of Lewis. Lewis inside, blocked by Rakovic.
Good patience by Rakovic. He waited until the big man took the 2 steps. Ball was coming. He waited for it, and then he slapped it out of bounds. That's good textbook defense.
Ball tossed in to Taylor. Gives it back up. 3-point shot by Massey. Knocks it down. And here come the Cowboys. 9-point game, 63-54. I've loved watching John Aiken, the head coach here for McNeese State. He has been energetic the whole time, and even when his team makes a mistake, he doesn't get upset. He just says, come on, more.
He's a good ball coach. He understands. I mean, good, stay aggressive, keep telling your team to play good, hard-nosed defense.
Denny right there with the Euro step in the paint, gets the 2. Puts it back to double digits. Foul against Trammell here. So at the free throw line will be McNeese State. And representing them at that line will be Jonathan Massey.
Yeah, and Russell, that's not the best of fouls to take there when the player's past you and then kind of reach behind his elbow. But, you know, it's instinctively as a defender. You know, you want to do something. But
Jonathan Massey at the line to shoot 2.
Massey, front iron, no good.
What I was saying, but every time by both teams you make that mental mistake and you're off on defense, it's going to cost you. Somebody's going to go to the line.
And 0 for 2. McNeese State has left so many points at the free throw line to this point. 15 of 28. Trammell. Inside, Dene kicks it out. Rakovic left wide open for 3, knocks it down. Victor Rakovic with another one, 68-54. He's at 6 points, 2 of 5, obviously both from deep. Your McNeese State, even though it does feel like a close game, points are what win games. Lewis, Taylor, and Medley Bacon for the Cowboys.
Here comes a double trap at McNeese State from baseline to baseline. So because time is of the essence, so they gotta shake something up here. create some turnovers and see if they can get back in this game.
Tyson misses the three, ball poked out of bounds by Udini. So it stays at 14 points. McNeese State can't do that slow chip away anymore. They got to start stringing together baskets. Inside here, English. Miss. Second chance opportunity, though. Put back up and good.
That's how you get back in the game, is that offensive rebounding second shots will get you back.
Rakovic gets across to Trammell. Tyson wide open on the far side. Huge skip pass. He'll attack inside. Gets caught in the air, but Brown gets it. And there's no Cowboy was there to scoop it up. Trammell inside. Gives it back to Tyson. Corner three-point shot. Got it. Cameron Tyson with another one. Give him 20 points on 7 of 13 shooting. The man can absolutely put the ball in the rim.
That's criminal on that baseline. It's like taking candy from a kid. You can't really do that.
Steal again, Brown. Inside, passes back out, Trammell. He's run off the three-point line, but tripped up, so he'll be at the line for 2 free throws.
Good decision there, Brandon, by Trammell. Not to take that shot in there. Let's move, take it back up top of the key. Let's move the ball around, and dividends are paid off because then they foul. You're in the bonus, you get 2 shots here.
Warren Scott and Shemate will check back in for the Cowboys by Riley Grigsby, the lone Red Hawk, reappearing into today's game. So Trammell, an off night from the free throw line as well. 5 of 7, most would take that, but not in his case, and he misses again. So it was like a try to reverse jinx it there, Maz, and he still missed it.
Yeah, at this point, as we talked about, you can't think about it. You just got to have muscle memory.
He missed both in that trip. Wow, 5 of 8 on the night for Trammell. And a quick foul called against Brown. As ripping and going baseline there was Colin Warren. Instead, he'll head right to the free throw line. So interesting to see. Just an off night there for Trammell. Usually a very good free throw shooter. Just coming up short on the season, like I said, 86%, so that's going to drop a couple points as Warren knocks one down. While Grigsby, 10 of 10 on the day. Coming in, he was at 80%, so his will rise a little bit.
And you know, Russell, sometimes when you're playing against a team that's pressing you the whole game physically, it wears down on you towards the tail end of the game, the last 4 or 5 minutes. And so that very well could be there with Trammell in terms of him having to bring the ball up, facing double teams all day, all night long.
Trammell still going to attack, gets out the block, gives it up to Grigsby in the corner, who quickly gives it up to Adini. Adini goes up, no good.
Big man, got to have that.
Scott comes flying in, one-handed rebound.
Made a good turn and had the right-handed shot off the back, but it didn't go.
McNeese State still needs to get going here. Not a lot of time left. 140, three-point shot in the corner would help. No good. Grigsby rebound. Poke from behind. And the Redhawks right now at this pace can just dribble out the clock because McNeese State not going quickly on offense, nor are they making their shots. Especially if they keep fouling you.
Now we see who's going to the line. Don't jinx them.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything. So Trammell at the line and gets it in.
There you go.
I had to say something.
Well, I didn't say turn off the mic. Just saying.
Trammell, 2 for 2.
See,
there we go. There we go. All right.
Let the player play. Let the ballers be ballers.
73-58. Inside going up is English. No good. Udini on the rebound. All the way up to Riley Grigsby. Riley goes up and lays it up. Falls to the ground. 75-58.
And that should just about do it.
Warren, super athletic finish there at the rim.
Not to say that McNeese State's going to give up, but if you play this intelligently, you should find your way home.
15-point lead with a minute left to go. Trammell throws it up to Grigsby in the corner. And no rush to shoot. Will Tyson always is as he knocks it down. Cameron Tyson said, I don't care, Coach. I'm open. I'm taking that three.
If he gets the ball, he's open. He's one of those pure shooters. As long as he gets the ball, he's open.
As McNeese State will start to empty some of their bench, Jonathan Lucas will come into the game. Also coming in, Trevor Passmore.
Cowboys ball out of bounds in the backcourt.
The Redhawks well on their way to a win here. Caleb Rawls also came in, the third Cowboy to check in. Ball on the ground, Rakovic picks it up. And Redhawks cannot drain it on this possession, but are on their way to a perfect 7-0 record inside of Seattle and a 7-1 record overall.
The 206, as you like to say.
As I do like to say, C-Town. Trammell.
This would be a nice win for them just because they weathered the storm. They were patient. Not their best shooting from the free throw line, but it's tough when you get a team like McNeese State that's just going to pressure you the whole game.
Trammell turns it over. It leads to a Warren layup on the other side, and now the Redhawks can indeed hold this ball for the final 6 seconds. And with that win, as I said, the Redhawks are going to improve on the season to 7-1. 3